I hope this GoPro does it justice. The sky is just awesome. But enough about that. Do one more sneak peek of that sunset. As you can see behind me, the WTF is tied up to the dock, but not for long. It is Labor Day weekend. We are loading up. We got a couple good meals. We're gonna stay a night or two out on the water, enjoy the festivities on the water, and go have some fun. So she's all stocked, loaded, fueled, ready to roll. It's late in the day, and we're gonna stay the night, and then maybe another night, and maybe another night, and then maybe we might not come back and just stay out on the houseboat. Actually, that's long-term plans. But let's check it out and see what kind of fun we can find. We gotta get Grandma loaded. Alright, so we got Grandma loaded up. This was kind of part of her birthday gift for her 92nd birthday. She wanted to go out and do a night on the houseboat like we all do. So we got her loaded up, got situated, and started heading out. Now it was Labor Day weekend, so it was a little busy. Everybody seemed to be behaving for the most part, but there were a few people that seemed to be kind of in a hurry. But the traffic for the most part, and the people for the most part, seemed like it was behaving, because we had a late start to the day, so everybody had a good part of the day to get tuned up. But as you can see here, the man was on the move and on the watch, and they were escorting somebody in who wasn't behaving. But we got out there. We got an awesome little rainbow here. The clouds, the weather was perfect, and we got anchored in and settled in and enjoyed this beautiful sky and had a great night. So let's check it out. The sky is just awesome. But enough about that. Do one more sneak peek of that sunset. Alright, let's head into the galley and see what Leslie's got going on. So, what is this, babe? What are we?
It's a Mexican tortilla soup.
Mexican tortilla soup.
Yes.
So we knew we were coming out, so she slow cooked that all day, the chicken breast and like a broth and the whole setup. And I'll try to put the recipe in the notes or the comments so you can see what it is. But that's where the magic happens. It's slow cooking that all day with the seasoning and stuff. But how do we build this?
All right, so we're going to start with rice on the bottom as the base.
What kind of rice?
This is jasmine, but you could really use any, even a yellow rice if you wanted to.
All right.
Okay, and then we're going to add the soup and chicken. And then,
so the broth is kind of
well, it's
like taco seasoning afterwards?
It is, yeah.
Chicken stock to slow cook the chicken?
Yeah, a lot of garlic, a lot of cumin.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so, excuse my fingers, I scrubbed up like a surgeon, so I have spoons, but yeah.
No, that's not how we do it.
I don't want to be quite that messy. So, you're going to add some sharp cheddar, red onion, preferably, and they're strong. That's why my eyes are watering a little bit. I didn't even chop them. Keith did, but they're good. They're right where they need to be. Then we're going to add some tomatoes. Delicious. And some fresh avocado, and then fresh cilantro. And this is ready to be tackled.
All right, well, senior officer on the boat gets the first
Captain.
Gets the first dish. Well, I'm not the senior officer on the boat. Grandma gets the first dish. She's senior officer on deck. So we're gonna set this for her.
Oh my goodness, it looks
92
good.
this week.
92 this week, and getting an awesome bowl of soup.
Isn't it beautiful? It's just beautiful. It's got everything in it.
And then we're gonna well, Leslie's up here right now, but I'm kind of disappointed she's not in the galley making mine because I'm starving. So, but we're gonna get at this. Actually, she's awesome. She's going down to make me one right now because It is so good, and the broth is just like it's like comfort food. The broth is so good. But she's making 2 more bowls, and we're going to tough it out here, guys. Like I said, we have this sky that is amazing. And we got a little bit of the I don't think we're really gonna see the actual sunset, but those clouds are gonna make for some fantastic colors. And some of this weather almost looks like it's leaking over the Gulf, so we might get rained on a little bit, but it is not going to interfere with our sunset, and the winds might pick up a little bit. But man, if we can have this all night, and then tomorrow we're going to chill out here. We got some other menus. I think we're doing burgers tomorrow, something simple, but it's not a bad place to hang out all night and enjoy the view. Could be worse. We could be over there on land, and who wants to be on land? All right, guys, my bowl of soup is about ready, and I'm gonna go have some dinner, and I'll break this back open when we get some good colors from the sunset. While we were meandering around the boat, I set up my GoPro on a time lapse, and I'm just going to let it play as we continue through the video so you can get some kind of idea of how awesome the sky was and how awesome the colors were. Alright, the girls are getting ready for bed downstairs, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys how bad we're roughing it. Let me get a little bit more light. There we go. So I got all the lights off. We have what is that? Mobile internet? Whatever. I don't know what it's called. But mobile hotspot, that's what it's called. But we got our TV going. We can watch our sports if we want when we're out here, as long as we're pretty close to shore. The AC's going. Mama just went up there and topped off the generator with fuel, so we should be good for the night. And dishes are done. And wine is ready to be consumed. We're gonna chill, relax, watch a little TV, enjoy the rest of this weather, because this storm that came in was awesome. It was just got a nice little cool breeze, gave us some good scenery, and we're gonna wind down here tonight, and we'll see you at sunrise in the morning, or at least early in the morning, to see what the next day brings here on the hook on WTF. So, all right, guys, we'll see you later. Good morning, everybody. Just made some coffee. Went up there and refueled the generator. Did pretty good. Ran all night. It's the first time I've had to run it all night since we got it. When we got the WTF, we brought it around the state. The weather was so beautiful we didn't have to run the AC, but it's hot right now. So with the AC running, that generator going, I'm getting just like 12 and a half hours on this Predator generator. You know, it's not under a full load now. It's probably like a half load with just that AC running and some of the little stuff, but perfect. It's perfect. We got the, you see behind me up here, that's our solar panels, which that on this boat runs the refrigerator in the galley there. It runs an assortment of lights throughout the boat and some 110 stuff. We can run our microwave off it, charge our phones, all that stuff runs off of these panels here, and that's perfect because it takes a lot less stress off of other stuff. And having a fridge 24/7 while you're out on the hook is a real convenience. And these things do good. They're 100% by the end of the day. I didn't look this morning because we were really running this, but I know on the last trip it would get down to like 50-60% by the next morning, but fill up pretty quick. So pretty cool. We got a good morning. Or about every 2 hours or so, I get up and just kind of do a check, make sure everything's all right. But we had no issues. anchor line help. I never did put the bridle line out, but I was talking to Leslie about it last night. I think it's just going to be something that I do every single time. You never know in Florida when you're going to get a storm, something big coming up, and that just keeps you from swinging more, and it's just safer. You got 2 more points of contact, but something to consider. But the girls are sleeping still. Grandma's sleeping and Leslie's sleeping. I don't know if you can see me by there, kind of creeping on her while she's sleeping. But coffee's made, breakfast is coming. It's Labor Day weekend. We're doing some burgers later, and I think we're gonna head in later on this evening. But it was a good night. Awesome. Never gets old being out here. Boat did well. Boat ran well. And a little bit later, I'll take you back there and show you the motor compartment with that generator gone. So much room to get in there and bounce around and check stuff and do maintenance, and because I always, every morning, especially if I'm doing longer trips, that's the first thing I do before I leave is I go down there, check the V drives, check the transmission, check the oil in the motors, all that stuff. Well, the motors are fine to work on, but when you got to get up in there, like, and especially when I had that shaft break on me in one of those other episodes you saw, for me to fit up in there was horrible. Now that thing's out of there, it's all cleaned up, it's perfect. I can just, I'm pretty big, so for me, I can get up there with no issues at all and stay in there for hours comfortably and not have to worry about, being all crammed up in there and not fitting. So it's pretty awesome. I'll show you. But that's about it. Got some people fishing. Snook season, grouper season's open here. One thing I do want to talk to you about is the anchorage. Our area in Hernando Beach here, in particular, awesome water, shallow water, good hard bottom, but not a lot of places to tuck away to get out of the weather. Your anchorage is just kind of a few miles, a mile or so off from shore, and you can get in a channel and go closer into shore, but anywhere you would anchor, you're kind of exposed to boat traffic. And then once you get out here where you anchor, there's just no little islands or breaks where you could really tuck away from behind the weather. There's some spoil islands that are pretty close to the channel, but they're not big enough to do anything to protect you. So a little further south, a little further north, there's a little bit more anchorages that have, you know what I'm saying, if you got a northwest wind and you want to get on the back, on the backside of an island to protect yourself from that particular wind, there's options in other places. This area in particular, you're kind of exposed. So if you are traveling or looping or anything like that, keep that in mind in the Hernando Beach area. But if you get another 20 miles from here, it's plenty of options. Anclote Island, Three Rooker Island, there's just a ton of islands. And then down in that area towards Port Richey, you get into the intercoastal, and our intercoastal here, you're exposed. So there really isn't an intercoastal. It's just shallow, and you can't go closer into shore here either because it's really shallow. I mean, we're a mile or so, mile and a half away from shore, and I'm in 4 feet of water. So you got to be real careful about that too. But just something I thought I'd share with you. But I'm gonna go make another cup of coffee, get the girls stirring, Grandma and Mama, and maybe have a bagel, fire up the grill a little later. We're gonna do some burgers, Labor Day, but nobody will be partying hard today because everybody's got to go to work tomorrow. There'll be a few, but it won't be as crazy as the weekend, but there'll be boats out here. And we're gonna see what the day brings us on this awesome Labor Day weekend. Beautiful weather, a nice, quiet, peaceful morning, and the kiddos showed up. They brought Salt the Rim, the pontoon boat, and they invaded us. We had a nice, quiet morning going, and look what happened. Say hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Enjoying Labor Day. Nobody's laboring though. Everybody's drinking. So the kiddos blessed us with their presents for a little while, but then they had to be on their way because they can't hang out with the adults all day. But they actually brought us some supplies, so thanks, guys. And we enjoyed our day too. Just living life on the houseboat. Fired up the grill. We had some good food. We had some laughs, and just enjoyed ourselves, enjoying life on the WTF.
Good burger.
It was awesome. All right, anchor's up. We got the WTF on the move. We are heading back to the dock. We don't have a long run back. We're just a few miles from the channel. But we just want to go out, stay the night. Had a good time. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
What's your favorite part?
Yeah.
All of it, really.
All of it?
Yeah, we're still having it.
Watch the sunset. It's just right after the sunset. That's my favorite. It's nice and calm. And we had a good night last night. Got a little windy, but in the middle of the night, but nothing to be worried about. But we hope you guys enjoyed it. We just wanted to give you another little taste of one of our adventures out here on the WTF. We got some other ones planned, a couple-day trip planned. Maybe some football Sundays out here. Because as you can see, we're really roughing it. Behind me here, let me tap the camera so I can see the front. Yeah, you can see the television behind us. We're really roughing it with air conditioning and cable TV. But we have YouTube TV. That's not copyright infringement, right? If I'm on YouTube and talking about YouTube TV. But we love it. We got the NFL package, so we'll watch that on Sundays. Get out here, get the grill going like you've seen, and just it's a pretty simple process, but it sure is enjoyable every single time. We love it. And we're going to be planning the next one. I think we're going to go down to Anclo here in a couple weeks. So that's it, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And Salty Bushwhacker, it's a way of living. We got to get better at that. Whether we're cruising the Florida coastal waters in our 47-foot Gibson like we did this trip, or we're down in Isla Mirada in our other houseboat chilling in the Keys, one thing never changes, and that's our love for living on a houseboat. The adventure and excitement that it gives us is just amazing, and it also brings a peace that we just can't find anywhere else. We love it, and it's in our blood. Salty Bushwhacker, a way of living.